All right, here we go, and we are good to go. So, welcome to the Alt-Right Layman Stream episode 1, The Good Old Boys. And I am here with the good old boys, Cryptor and JT. How are you guys doing today?
All right.
I'm doing well, thank you.
Excellent. So, you guys excited? First show ever.
Yes.
Yes.
Me too. That's awesome. So, what's going on this week with you guys?
Oh, just another day out on the plantation.
Oh, shit.
Same thing here.
Plantation, yes.
A lot of rain.
Aren't we supposed to be watching the Super Bowl or something?
Super
You know what
Bowl.
I told them at work yesterday I was going to watch the Puppy Bowl. Yes.
I'll be honest with you, gentlemen. I'd rather be here talking to you guys than watching a bunch of fucking black loser complainers running out on the field making millions of dollars, crying about how they're oppressed.
Amen.
Exactly.
Oh well, to be fair, there are a few white quarterbacks out there, but
Yeah, they're the mainstay of the NFL, and they cry racism about that too because the whites just seem to be a little more skilled somehow when it comes to landing that ball.
I think we should explain why our title to the people out there. I think
the alt-right layman stream. Yeah. Okay, so the point of this show, as conceived, is well, we're all three here to varying degrees alt-right members, unofficial alt-right members. I would be a white nationalist. The point being, there's plenty of shows out there for your intellectual jerk-offs. They're circle jerks of high levels of intellectual knowledges and their individualisms. And we figured, well, you know, we need a stream out here for the layman, just the regular old guys who want to hang out and talk alt-right topics without getting too far up their own asses, sniffing their own farts. So.
Yes, I second that. That's all.
I third.
Often we have got engaged in these conversations with people who I don't know, just pretty much try to turn the whole topic inside out, dissect it like it's under a microscope or something.
Right.
Walking theologians in their own minds, you know, or walking, I should say, theosauruses. Yeah, some type of.
Our alt-right Stefan Molyneux and our alt-right, you should say three theologians, but. As of right now, gentlemen, we have a total of 0 viewers. We're doing amazing on our first episode. How about that?
Yeah, that's good.
So no pressure.
Spread it around. I don't know. I can put it in some of those Hangouts, but I don't know if that would be the right thing to do.
I can give you the link. Hold on. I'll give you that link above. You see it on the top right up there?
Yeah.
Yeah,
yes,
if you pass that around, that'll get viewers. They won't join in live on the show. They'll just be watching. So yeah, go for it, man.
All right. I'll give it a shot.
So also to those viewers out there who might be tuning in, this is going to be a weekly show. We'll be doing it Saturdays or Sundays. Try to let you know ahead of time by about a day, maybe whether we're going to do it Saturday or Sunday. We have a couple of other members that might show up here later, maybe not. So they might be showing up anytime. We have 2, Tifa Lockhart being one of the others, and our fellow friend No Brains. So we have 5 members of this community, of which they could show up at any time, as I've mentioned 3 times already. And so the following weeks, you might see some of us come, some of us go. And the show is hopefully going to be between an hour to an hour and a half, so we don't want to take up too much of your time and make them one of these long, boring streams, like a lot of people tend to be doing these days. That's not our goal for the show up.
I agree.
So this first episode now, we're simply trying to get you to know us. So we're just going to have a general discussion on any topic, varying whichever way it goes, the conversation flows. And in the following weeks to come, we'll have a topic-based schedule shows. So, for instance, next week we might do something on the JQ, or white flight, white genocide, politics. Richard Spencer. Who knows? We'll see where it goes. So,
topics of general discussion we discuss frequently on these formats. These people.
And I like to add, for the longest time, we have been basically kind of like on other people's streams, and they basically, a lot of times, like either snipe us a lot of times, mute us, or basically disrespect us. And I think we're tired of that, and of being on other people's streams where we always have to, always have to defend ourselves, and we've gotten used to that. But at the same time, it's nice to be in your own territory.
Oh, like the other night, we were in a stream, and I don't remember this tubby fella is telling us how he was drinking his liquor. Oh, I'm all about all topics should be able to be discussed, nothing off the table. And we start talking about how America's being filled up with lots of invading Mexicans, and how that's changing the atmosphere and the demographics. And all of a sudden, oh, that's racist. We can't be talking about that now. The fuck out of here, man. So yeah, we're doing this because we're sick and tired of that kind of nonsense. And yeah, now we have control over our own space, and this is what the right needs to be doing: starting their own streams, starting their own communities, creating their own projects. You're not going to move forward until you start building. Yeah, we have to.
Where's the YouTube link? I may have sent them the wrong link.
That's up in the group chat. You see that?
Yeah, hang on a second.
We got a viewer. Someone clicked somewhere on something, because there's someone listening to our jackasses right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you see it down there at the bottom right? It says one viewer. That's how you can see. So yeah, I think you got the right link there, buddy.
Okay. I hope I did. I may have gave him this link. I'm hoping not. Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of nice to be around the guys like-minded. I'll be honest. I'm new into the alt-right. This is I've come across a lot of the talking points for a long time. It was a slow graduation into this, whatever you want to call it, community political line of thinking. Personally, this process started probably about a year and a half ago with the whole Trump phenomena. I mean, I always had a negative feeling about too many foreigners coming in. I didn't think much beyond it. I'll be honest, even when I started, when Trump ran, I wasn't that interested in politics that much at the time. But as he began to tell the narrative of the way he saw it, kind of like from an Ann Coulter point of view, that we're steadily being replaced and invaded here in America, at least. And so I started to look into this stuff, and slowly I went from your standard libertarian, semi-conservative into harder right-wing conservative, and now, I see conservatives as basically full of shit. They don't, like, as everybody said, they don't conserve anything anymore. They just give up ground until basically they're all liberal leftists at this point, almost themselves. And now I'm pretty much full on alt-right, white nationalist is where I'm at. And it's been a slow process. It's been at least 2 to 3 years in the making, I would say. I don't know about you guys, but that's been my personal journey.
Oh, yes, I couldn't agree with you more. My process to Red Pill Awaken, I have been, I have seen what government corruption does. I've seen how the system attacks people and everything. I've lived in the worst neighborhoods growing up in black neighborhoods. I've seen the violence. I've experienced it. So I have basically experienced everything from government corruption to black violence and everything like that. I've seen the gamut. And my path to awakening was slow as yours. I didn't have the information. So what I did is basically I read a book, and the first topic I was talking about is the so-called ADHD and why they're drugging children and boys in public schools, and that's what woke me up. That was the first topic. Then I went down the rabbit hole, found out feminism was bullshit, and then I basically turned to this, over time.
What was the name of that book, by the way?
What?
That book you read, do you remember the name?
Oh, yeah, I got the book. It's called Natural Chores They Don't Want You to Know About by Kevin Trudell.
All right. And what about you, JT? I get the feeling you've kind of been over here on this end of things for a while.
Yes, my story is slightly different than Cryptor and Eternal in the sense that when I was being brought up and everything, it was, basically all majority white. And we were kind of, in a traditional way, typical white people, much like we are now in this movement. We talked openly about race amongst one another. We didn't have no problem bagging. You had your few liberals around back then, which were mounting and growing, but in some of certain areas where other people are at, we are a little more, we were a little more tightly knit in some ways, and so I always had it in me, but always was more of a held on to the true conservative and liberal ideals, but yet always felt that race was very important and always stuck up. Like I guess back in the days when I was a kid, the best way to describe it would be like Larry Bird versus Magic Johnson. I picked Larry Bird. Why? And I gradually saw how my experience here, and as I was growing and getting older, was very unsavory with some of the people from the other tribes and groups, which always had me intrinsically built inside that I always was pro-white, and it accelerated over the last 5
So you'd say it's something that was natural in the environment you grew up in to identify with your racial group without any negative connotations to doing so.
Right, even though we caught it a little bit still, yeah, we were like, fuck them, and there weren't very many of them around at the time, and and then as branched out eventually, left the home and everything after growing up and all that, things started to dramatically change. I saw in my dealings with and the violence that I'm sure each and every one of you have seen, and the anti-white flavor that's out there amongst the working class whites who are catching all the blame for this. That's
right. So I noticed we have someone join in. Grizz, who is Grizz?
Hello?
Hello? Hi.
I sent the link.
I think you gave the wrong link out, buddy.
I did.
Why? Do you not want me?
Well, this is kind of a closed show for the first episode, and we'll be inviting guests in the future. So yeah, if you don't mind, I mean.
All right, no problem. See ya.
Sorry there.
Peace.
Yeah, JT, that we're up in the right where it says group chat. That's the official link to watch the show, but not join. I see Pax is here.
I fucked up. You may want to start a new stream. I don't know. I don't mean to be so.
No, we don't need to start a new stream.
We're good.
Maybe I'm being a little overreactive here, but yeah, I pulled the boomer tech. Yep.
It's a learning process, man.
Everything I complained about, I've become. Oh, God help me. But
there is a question in the chat though for I think Cryptor, a guy named Common Sense Guy asked about government corruption. Were you in government?
I was a victim of government corruption. I've experienced like the horrors of CPS at a very young age. For example, I've seen the local government corruption where just because you piss off a DA, you have state troopers kicking down your door for basically for zero to no reason. It was for personal vendettas. I've seen that.
Okay.
It's happened in country communities. I know of this too. Literal feuds. Locals in the city and stuff, counties and stuff.
Yeah, I think that's definitely a problem plaguing our country, without a doubt. Government is certainly far too large than our forefathers ever would have been able to breathe with.
And far too intrusive.
Perhaps we weren't equipped to deal with the rapid expansion of this country, because when they did write the Constitution and when we were accepted as a nation, we weren't really all that big.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't think they could have ever have dreamed where things would have come at this point. I mean, they certainly did, I believe, see the potential based on how they wrote the Constitution, and they wrote it very carefully to sort of like with foresight in case it was to get massive big, and how to sort of limit the government from growing into this, multi-headed hydra, which now we have 27 different alphabet soup groups: FBI, CIA, NSA. It's certainly gotten out of hand. I would love nothing more than to see Trump just start crushing some of these. I mean, why do we need an FBI, a CIA, Department of Homeland Security? I mean, you could
BLM.
many of these into just one.
Yeah, it's not just that. It's like you got a BLM, you got like a Department of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms.
ATF, yeah.
ATF.
Yeah, and the problem is too is the bureaucracy. They start to compete with each other and they don't share information. And that's not how it's supposed to work. They're supposed to work for us, and the government is supposed to protect us. And they're out there trying to one up each other. It's like two diseases in a body fighting over each other to who's going to get the body. You know, it doesn't make any sense to me.
And a lot of times the misconception of all writers that we're all National Socialists. I would say we're not. I mean, I'm an American, but I believe that whites can actually live in peace on their own terms. We don't need a massive state. We just need to be left the hell alone.
Yeah. And I think most alt-right are libertarian in the sense they'd like to see things go back to states' rights and a smaller government. Would you not agree?
I definitely agree. This is the argument we run into with people from the other side and the opposition who are like mocking us and trying to deny us our rights to assembly, which is granted under the Constitution, and have smaller government, everything they're wanting, but they're calling us racist because some program has been issued against us that not being around each other is not cool. I mean, I've seen this as I was growing up, how they were propping up all the diversity and people of color and stuff when they were first really ramping this stuff up. And now like this anti-white sentiment has reached a pretty bad level, I think, in some ways.
No, I think it's pretty apparent that our government no longer recognizes the majority peoples of this nation as a legitimate group to consider as worthy of their interests. They've pretty much ditched us. Especially after any long period of time the Democrats are in power. That seems to inevitably occur. I got a quick question, JT. I know Cryptor's cool with this, but we've got a friend named Paul, and he's asking to join. He's a good friend of both mine and Cryptor's. Do you have a problem with that? He's a good guy.
Hey, you vouch for him, you know how it is. Like it's like La Magia here. If your family, it's that Olive Garden. How'd that one go? Yeah.
All right, I'll send him the link then, and he's a bit of he's a British fuck, and he's got a crazy mouth. Let's see.
That's fine.
All right, there, Paul. If you're still there, I just sent you the link.
So, I've been called much worse by people.
It's kind of funny. The last stream that me and JT were in, I came back to the stream and you were still talking. They sniped me because I was trying to tell you to come to where we were.
Exactly. Who sniped you though, brother? I mean,
I don't know who sniped me, but they sniped me. But I say I don't care because it's the last time they're going to snipe me. The last time.
Oh, I had a couple of falling outs in that room and came back. I've taken a different approach. You're not going to win everybody over.
Well, exactly. And the thing is that I always said once we have our own stream, it's the last time I get sniped, and I'm glad to be here with my brothers.
That's a good deal. I'm sure you still have made some friends over there. Maybe we can rustle them over our end of the court.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course.
Look at the positive side of it.
Yep.
And the common sense guy here's talking about the Republican Party. You're right. We often here in the alt-right discuss the what we call the rhinos, the leftovers. We're not even fans of them. I mean, I would consider myself right-wing and conservative, but I have no faith in the right-wing party. I personally see almost 90% of our politicians are all serving a specific master, because the specific master who funds both of these parties more than anybody else funds both sides. So no matter what, they win and they get their way. They fund both sides of the coin. They got lots of shekels to deal out. And then the way I see it, that our country is a whore to an entity that is not of American interests.
Yeah, we're under the control of a foreign elite.
Yeah.
Aristocracy.
It sways from one side to the other. So no matter what, they'll work out their dialectic. One will be in at one point, and then the other will be in at the next, and they'll just keep, one pitted against the other.
Okay, here's a good question, and this can go across the board. I'll answer it. So he asked, "Don't you support Lord Trump?" He said, "Not trolling." I do. I don't support him in everything. I'm not a blind faith person, but he's done, in my opinion, he's changed the course of the political dialogue through his non-PC style immensely, and he's pushing things more in the direction of an alt-right tolerant idea, closing the borders, trying to keep illegals out as much as possible, which serves our purpose and our goals. So he's the best I could hope for, because I can't expect to have, let's say, an Adolf Hitler tomorrow, Not that it's obviously a joke, but I don't want Adolf Hitler. But the point being is, like, I would like someone more extreme than Trump is now, but there has to be a transition to get people to start thinking in a different way. And Trump is about as best you could fucking dream for.
Nathan Domingo.
More extreme. So that's my position.
Okay, I was just going to say, I was making a joke. Nathan Domingo for president.
Tomorrow. It's obviously a joke. I don't want Adolf Hitler, but the point being is, like, I would like someone more extreme. Someone's got their transition acting real bad.
I haven't seen that forever.
Hey, Paul, you got the outside chat on, the outside YouTube chat.
Yeah, sorry. I'll have to mute myself.
How you
That's
doing?
better.
Good deal. Good to have. I mean, I remember Paul. I know Paul.
He's cool.
Yeah, I know Paul from over a year ago.
Oh, he's always been a good friend to our side. He's a proper Englishman. He's like.
We've talked a little bit of soccer too. I remember a few other enlightening topics.
Carry on. Also hearing from you lovely people is you're all alone. You are, in fact, all alone. And everybody's alone. And that is what they're doing to you. Making you all alone.
An atomization process. I understand. I do.
So are you saying we should be collectivizing, Paul?
On a humanitarian scale, yes. It's
Well, Paul, when you say humanitarian, that means everybody. So you're saying we should be more 1965 and just couple up with all the peoples of the world and hold hands and kumbaya and
Like that old Pepsi commercial from the 70s.
I fucking love that Pepsi. Oh, what? Sing it to me. Oh,
I could change the world.
Yeah.
see, I think that's a bunch of horseshit, Paul. We tried that, and now America's a goddamn shit mess.
Exactly.
I don't.
We tried that. It didn't work.
Hang on. I don't actually know America's a shit.
That's two ways. Get that Pepsi feeling.
Get that Pepsi feeling. It's full of Coke. It's full of sugar and salt. Oh man, that's heavy.
See, I'm more on the lines of I believe we should be collectivizing racially, not humanitarianly, because we've been trying humanitarian, and it seems like the only humanitarians are white people. Everybody else is thinking for their own best interests, and we're over here thinking for everybody else's best interests.
No,
That's not going too well for us.
Hang on. you're scared now
It's like
because
punting the ball on first down.
Well,
What?
of course we're scared. We're dying and we're being genocided by a bunch of fucking savages. That's a natural response.
it's a natural response to protect yourself, no matter what color.
Exactly. So yeah, I agree. We definitely should collectivize.
Protect your people.
No. Listen, you foolish people. They are actually changing humanity. They did it with the blacks. They did it with the fucking Chicanos. They did it with everybody. Now the white race is the turn. They don't care about the human race. They care nothing about it. They are going to destroy us. They are destroying us. They are literally saying pedophilia is fine. They are saying,
Well, we
Yeah,
know this,
yeah.
Paul, and then this is why we're collectivizing, because look, I don't see black people actually getting together to stop and fight this shit because they're too blind to see what's going on. Mexican people, same thing. All they want is some Coca-Cola and a taco truck.
Yeah.
White people, when we realize what the fuck's going on, we're the only ones who will actually fight because we're the ones who created the United States. We're the ones who came up with the Enlightenment values and the freedom and the liberty. This is our culture, and it's only going to be us that are going to be able to fight these people and end their reign of their Jew world order with all this fucking pedophilia vampire bullshit. It's up to us. And I mean us as in white people. I am not waiting around for Mexicans to get on board with this because they're not. Their culture is not about protecting these ideas. Neither is black people. They don't even like us. They don't even like our ideas. They want to overrun our country and replace us.
Let me entertain an idea. If white people were truly in some kind of trouble and needed help from any of those outside groups, would they rally to really help us?
Fuck no. I've never seen that happen.
I've never seen it happen. We're helping everybody else out. That's like punting the ball on first down. Here, take it.
No, you're a common sense guy. The other races want what we create. He says, don't you think the other races want what you want? Yes, they want what we want after we create it. They don't create our civilization on their own. You don't see them doing that in Mexico. You don't see them doing that in Africa. They see our creation, our beautiful civilization, then they want to come over here and take part of it. But the thing is, their genetic makeup is different. It grows out into their culture. Their culture is a reflection of their being, their DNA, and how that speaks. It is not in them to protect us. They are tribal just like everybody else is, so they'll protect themselves.
as much as I love you, our civilization is built on bones. Is built on every civilization is built.
Of course, nobody's contesting that.
So, what it is the will to power. Then
Exactly. The white people have to get power back so we can rebuild and maintain what we've come to, the point that we got to. Ideals of freedom, liberty, property, gun rights, all that stuff. What Mexican and black people don't give a fuck about none of that. You give them a check from the government so they can have 4 or 5 babies. They don't care about anything else.
You do that here in the U.S., Paul. They live off the welfare system. They're disproportionate. Even whites.
And we pay for that. And I'm sick and tired of paying for that. I don't want to pay for a black family to raise a bunch of kids who are going to destroy another city.
And they're taxing us. They're taxing us to death. Hey, Eternal, they're taxing us to death and working us to death. We're getting no opportunities. And they basically got us on a fucking slave plantation, propping other people up, misappropriating our dollars.
Exactly.
So essentially, our government has enslaved us to replace us. They are enslaving us to pay taxes, to have black people have a bunch of fucking kids, and Mexican people to come in here and take our jobs and make us disappear. And why would they want to do that? Because we're the only people that will fucking stand up to them.
Exactly.
And who is them?
Them.
They are very, very astute.
Of course.
And they want you to mix race. They want you to literally be welfare queens. All of you. They've made men into. Sorry, go on.
That's a good point.
No, they've made men have no rights over the family. They've made men, if you say, no, that's not right, you're obviously wrong. They want you to be transgendered. They want you to be this. They don't want you to be a warrior. And this goes beyond race, black or white or Hispanic or whatever. They are going to meld you into something that's so malleable, and none of you look at what Monsanto. You know Monsanto?
Yes.
Monsanto has literally bought into corn of the cob, which is in every processed fucking food.
Paul, we know they're fucking with us. Yeah, we get it.
Monsanto is. Yeah.
Yeah, we know, and we're standing up and fighting it. You see, you're talking to people who are awake, Paul.
And I'm so glad you are.
We're saying no, fuck you. We're going to fight politically. We're going to wake our people up to the mental enslavement that's occurred. We're going to fight to take back what's ours, which is our country and our land that our forefathers fought and died for. And we've had enough of the niggery, and we've had enough of the spickery. They don't belong here. It's not their country. They don't even like us. So, we're going to continue to wake up our people, and the dominoes are going to keep falling over. And so whatever happens, happens. I'm not just going to let all this shit go to hell. I'm not going to stand here and just watch it happen.
I don't.
If we win, we win. If we don't, we don't. At least I'll be able to say I fucking tried. I now that I'm awake, now that I see what I see, I cannot just go on about my life like every day is normal. I can't do it. That would be exactly what they'd want. They'd want me to bow out, to get all depressed and nihilistic and, not even try.
But look, at the end of the day, right, you have got so much, you're going into an ideology. Look, we all breathe air. And I don't give a fuck if I see a black man or whatever drowning. I'm not going to step on his head to make him drown better. I'm going to say, brother, let me give you a hand off. I don't care.
You consider black men your brother?
I consider men and women my children.
I think that's a suicidal way of thinking, but that's your right to do so. I only care about my tribe. I don't care about any other tribe besides my tribe anymore.
Exactly.
I'm not your tribe.
My tribe, white people. Because nobody else out there cares about us. And most of us don't care about us either.
How is it for the white people over in England right now?
Oh, they're getting royally shafted.
Yeah. Is that possibly because they don't care about each other and they don't stand up for each other and they have no pride anymore?
Well, they've got no culture. They've got no pride, and you're lambasted.
So you think it's a good idea to afford other people your interest and your empathy while that's happening to your people? You're only serving your own demise.
When you say my people, I look at it a completely different way. My people.
Do you think it's a good idea to assist making your tribe disappear by helping other tribes and focusing on them?
My tribe fucking disappeared 5,000 years ago on this road.
That's not even possible, Paul, because you wouldn't be here if they disappeared 5,000 years ago. I don't know.
Now, Minecraft.
Either though.
I'm not British. I'm Albion. I'm Pick and a Kel.
Yep.
Okay, well, in a greater sense, what are you? You're Caucasian, you're white. That's the tribe I'm talking about. I will help an English person. I will help an Albanian. I will help a Dutch person, French, whatever. If they're white, I'm going to help them. That's the way I see it. And in America, it's real easy to understand that because, you know, we're a mixed tribe over here of different white people.
Yeah.
I fucking do not believe you. If I know, I know you. If you seen a black man drowning, you would help him. So go fuck yourself. No, that is the truth.
No, it's not. If I was in America and there was an illegal alien trying to come across into my country, I would not. I would let him drown.
No,
I would let him drown.
I've seen you with your black pussy. I've seen
So,
you with
this common sense guy says thinking in tribes is leftist ideology. I'm afraid not, my friend. That's actually a human trait, human nature. That's called tribalism. That's what we are.
How come you love your black pussy? That is a black cat, right? That cat is your love. I'm not with Sargon of a fraud. Sargon of a fraud is an absolute penis. I don't care about the future because I want to shit on my children. Oh, thank you, Sargon. You're amazing. Fuck off.
Well, that's a very nihilistic point of view, Paul.
He's a fucking nihilist. He's the best nihilist ever. But everybody fronted him right now and got his point of view.
He's not the best nihilist ever. Come on, I mean,
He's trying to confuse white people's sense of racial identity. I've seen him in action. The guy is a circle jerk.
well, he's doing something. You know, he's standing up. He's created his new mirror image of liberalism called the Liberalist, and he's going places, man. He's going. He's
Well,
going to save the Western world. You know, he really is.
Okay. I would say
This is our shield. Sargon of a fraud. I am sticking up for everything, so long as it's against Muslims and everything else. But by the way, I don't give a fuck about the future of my children.
Yeah, that's pretty much it right there. And look, the guy, he cracks me up. He really does, and I hate his guts at the same time. All he's doing is gatekeeping. He's saying, okay, so over here in Great Britain, we are all liberals. And our liberal government is not doing a damn thing to protect us. So what we need to do is mirror that government by creating a liberalist movement. And we're going to do the same thing that they're doing, which is not fair at all for our people. And that way we will win. We will rule the world. Get the fuck out of here.
And meanwhile, we're going to deconstruct the white identity because the Irish, the Italians, and the Greeks are not white.
The guy will make videos and he'll cite black statistics in America, crime statistics, and in the next sentence he'll say, well, black doesn't really exist. You see, it's a social construct. Like, statistics are a social construct, right, Sargon?
It should be measured on
Oh,
the individual.
shit. I don't, you know, it's fun to watch him go. You know, he, at this point to me, he's a fun point of entertainment at this point. It's just fun to watch him go. The way of the kraut.
Oh, Kraut and T, get that fucking... I am a regal man who's just been shafted by everyone, and I thought I'm a regal man. Fuck.
Oh, Lord.
I don't lord it over me because I am a German Nazi. Oh, go fuck
I
yourself.
just want to say to our one of our watchers here, the common sense guy, go look up the word tribalism. And collectivism is basically the political ideology of tribalism. That's all it is. So when you say collectivist, it's a good thing. Collectivism, because look, everybody is tribal. Africans are tribal, Chinese are tribal, Japanese are tribal. White people aren't so tribal. That's the problem. So because we're not tribal, we're acting in a way that is going to destroy ourselves. That is what you might call a defective life form.
I would say that a lot of this has to do with
There's pathological altruism.
Yes, I don't want to see my my phenotype disappear from this planet because we've offered this planet more than any other historically.
Well, exactly, and I want to say something. I think the reason why we've lost our tribal instinct is because it's been brainwashed out of us. It's been taught in our public schools that if whites act in their own interest, it's racism. It's been the school. It's been in the television and everything like that. We're victims of propaganda and brainwashing. I think it is a lot, and I would say that Generation Z is waking up to
A
that.
lot of social engineering, a lot of social conditioning, and expected status quo and norm and all this, which is totally ludicrous with the degeneracy that they're pushing on us these days.
Yeah, exactly.
So this is where I have a problem with the modern right, where they're always talking about, oh, collectivism is a left-wing thing, therefore it's bad. No, that's how they fucking dominated. That's how they win, because they collectivize. They work in unison. They create projects, and they work politically together as a collective, and that is what wins.
Get it? They just don't get it. That's a part of something that we want, and they know we're out here, and they know we're just itching for a chance to collectivize and get together and give them a run for their money and make them put their fucking money where their mouth is, and that's what they fear the most.
Exactly.
Holy shit! I just heard America. Now, America is based on go fuck yourself. I'm an individual. I've got guns. I will fucking shoot you, but I will not shoot you if you don't fuck with me.
And it's also based on coming together as a group of people who are nationalists and pro those ideas to fight off any foreign invasion from destroying that unison and that belief. And you see, you can't be afforded your individualism if you will not collectivize to defend it. That's what Sargon doesn't seem to understand. That's his mistake. Don't make the same mistake.
I fronted Ahmed Cesspit and Sargon of a Fraud years ago. And I said, look, you carry on about the wishy-washy, they're standing on the fence. And the only fence that they're standing on is collectivism. They are cowards. Listen, somebody comes and nicks my chicken, I'm going to get foul on your ass. And you can ignore me, but when I'm shooting your ass, that's it. You nick my chicken, I'll shoot you. And that's what America was based on. I've never fried your chicken. I fucked your chicken, and it was foul.
This has been a great live stream. I mean, this is and it's our own live stream, which is pretty good, and that's all I'm going to say.
Hey, Cryptor, can I give him some gift certificates to Boomer Cuck Chicken?
Would that be the Colonel?
Well, the Colonel is Reba McEntire. Did you see?
Yeah. Well, I would like to say the Colonel. No, he's from the Greatest Generation, so the Colonel was never a baby boomer.
Hey, Paul, let me ask you something.
Hang on a minute. You give us McDonald's. Fuck off.
No. We pitched you the idea, and your people said, yeah. And then they put down shop, and then they went and they ate there, and they said, we like it. And they stay there because the business is good.
It's not like Paul, that you have a fish and chips fast food chain coming to America.
Yeah, we can go over there with aircraft carriers and bomb your country, and then drop a McDonald's on the bomb spot and say you're going to keep that or else.
The U.S. had Arthur Treacher's fish and chips at one time. I'll have you know.
Oh,
Listen.
Arthur
You
Treacher.
no respect for fast food fish and chips. I will shove them in your face so fast that will be fast food.
Can you give me
Why did you give us McDonald's? Why? There's people with happy fucking meals.
We didn't give you McDonald's, Paul. We didn't give it to you. You wanted it.
I can picture Paul dressed up as a bird.
But how the fuck? Why is in that shit? Last inside of you, America, we're all a fake bunch of cunts. 5 years, Happy Meals. What is it? What is in that shit? What is in?
Hey man, I don't think you got anyone against that here. Look, I haven't eaten McDonald's in probably 3 years.
You ain't had shit until you've had a Texas cut ribeye. Straight from the open range, Texas.
You're talking to a vegan, by the way. Paul's a vegan.
I know. I tear into that flesh. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Red.
Paul's a nice guy.
Even plant life is life, technically, and is flesh, too.
Oh, don't put him into a moral conundrum now. That's not very nice.
It's not my fault that you're a bunch of homosexuals.
What?
No, it's not your fault, Paul.
Don't blame me.
Is there something
So
you're needing?
guys, hey, Paul, one of our guests on the
Is there something you're needing to tell us? Is there something?
the fish and chips is French in origin. Did you know that, Paul?
Open up, Paul. Something you need to tell us.
All I got was Donald Trump is a Martian. Would you like him in your homosexuality?
Hey, well,
Paul,
if fish and chips is French, I'm cool with that.
Loads.
Hey Paul, can you play your drink? I mean, can you sing that drinking song that you do about cocaine? It's the funniest British drinking song I ever heard.
Come on, give us an old sea shanty, boy.
Come on.
I fly high with a cargo of cocaine, steaming out of Trenton with a cargo of cocaine. I get high on fucking no. I'm interested in that.
Oh, Paul, that was absolutely horrific. Thank you.
I know. The CIA put cocaine in America. They put coke in America.
Yes, they did.
Yeah, they worked with the Italians. Well, actually, if you've seen Cocaine Cowboys and some of the other stuff,
I have seen Cocaine Cowboys, and he actually says, "Do you want to fuck this woman?" And he said, "Yeah." And he goes up to this woman and he says, "Look, my friend wants to fuck you." She says, "I don't fuck for money." He says, "I'll give you $5,000. I fuck for money." So that's Cocaine Cowboys, Florida.
Hey
Yeah.
Paul, I bet you've done your share of white lines back in
Hands to hide behind.
you see about that. Also, Santo Trapacante, who was an Italian mobster who got kicked out of Cuba, helped set up the operation down there in Miami.
That's the truth.
So what are you drinking there, Paul?
I don't know how you would know that.
Is it
Well-
Guinness? It looks like Guinness. It looks like a can of Guinness stout. Hmm. Do you have a pint of Guinness, Paul?
So let me ask Paul, what do you feel, or what do you think about the growing alt-right white nationalist movement? What are your thoughts on it?
Really?
Do you have any thoughts?
I mean, you're all being controlled, relatively speaking.
No. That's not what I asked.
Ask away. Go on then.
We being controlled.
You're all being controlled by AI. But apart from that, God.
AI.
Oh,
Never
we're all
mind
in the
then.
Matrix,
Never mind.
Paul.
Never mind.
We're all in the Matrix. Yeah.
You are. You are. Wow.
Yes, everything is influential. We know that, Paul.
So,
That-
what do you think about the alt-right? Because
That's why I asked you. I was curious what your thoughts were, if you had any.
my thoughts on the alt-right is it's just thoughts. You know?
Mhm.
Okay.
So,
Well,
So your thoughts on thoughts are that they are thoughts.
they're all thoughts. And look at what the alt-right does. They put women on a pedestal again.
Okay, now that's a load of shit.
Hang on. And then they bring them down and say, we've got to control women. I don't want to control women.
Well,
I don't wanna-
they sure control you.
Yes, they do. That is the point. Women have gone to the state, the satanic state, and women control the family.
Yeah.
And that is very, very bad for everyone,
Mm.
especially the children.
Do you
That's
think
a fact.
that's
Exactly.
true? Yeah, that's true. Do you notice anything different about alt-right women than, say, like left or conservative women?
Oh, come on. I did a video which got taken out. I've had 70 channels. And the one, what's her name now? And she was a sugar baby. A sugar baby? Is that the correct term? And she was an alter, antinatalist and all this kind of shit.
Well, you're talking about Tara McCarthy again. Yeah, she had a change of heart. Yeah, she realized she was wrong.
I'm in love with her.
Well, from what I gather from her accent, Paul, she's not too far away from you.
Oh, go fuck you, mother.
That's part of the reason I gathered or was attracted to the alt-right too, because all the women I've seen in it, they all talk about how they're sick of the Marxism. They want no part of the state. They want the state out of their lives. They trust their men. They believe that the alt-right should be led by men. And after coming from the MGTOW community, I see it's a beautiful breath of fresh air to see women recognizing realities. Because you can't have perfect women. They don't exist. At the end of the day, it takes two to tango to create a civilization. And the best you could hope for is a woman like a woman in the alt-right who recognizes how the state is destroying the family, how she wants to create a healthy family and support her man and play the equal part in the role, right? So I think it's really good. I'm very positive about it, and I like what I see.
Right. I'm just. What was that fucking rendition where they all go? Boltons or whatever it's called. Like you just got good people, right? It doesn't matter what. It just doesn't matter anymore. It just doesn't.
You're such a nihilist yourself, Paul, isn't you? You're all control. There's nothing you can do anymore. You talk like such a defeatist, man.
I am.
You are. That's real sad.
I know.
Yeah, well, I can't do that anymore because all that does is perpetuate the downfall. Even if you don't know, nobody knows for sure the future, but if you act as if it's game over, it is game over. That's
It is game over.
Well, you don't know that. You're just saying that. You don't have a crystal ball. So I think you're full of shit, but I respect your idea there. Still think because you can't possibly know that.
No, because you're a bunch of fucking faggots, and you're all going to shock on the stage, and you're all going to suck your iPhones, and you're all going to fucking be a part of what is. And that
You make the mistake, Paul, of talking to us as if we're the general audience of the world. You're not in that type of company, Paul. I don't use my iPhone. I don't even have a fucking iPhone.
I don't even have a cell
There
phone.
doesn't bullshit with that, and neither does JT. Talking to people who understand what's going on.
listen, you will do what my family want you to do.
Oh yes, he's the godfather of the British mafia.
He's such a fucking defeatist nihilist. Oh my god. Oh, he knows too much. That's his problem. Yeah, he's read too many books, and he's like, oh, they've got this fucking chessboard so rigged. You know what? They've got every move calculated. That's the way.
We brought you Sargon of a fraud, and you fronted him.
We're not fronting him. We don't even care about him.
So you care about nothing. You're a nihilist. Welcome to
No, we care about.
We care about things. We have things that we hold sacred. We have things that we would die for. Not you, though.
Nobody should die for me. Everybody
Oh,
should
no,
die.
no, absolutely not. Fuck that, dude. You're not worth dying for. You're a nihilist. That last person worth dying for is a nihilist.
Exactly.
Hang on a minute. Stop collectivizing my nihilist.
They're not going to throw you a lifesaver, Paul.
Hey, stop talking dark forces. I will manipulate you with my little Yoda. Don't you just love Yoda?
Paul is like that. Paul reminds me of that governor character in Star Wars, the one that was above, like Darth Vader.
Palpatine or some shit.
Palpatine, yeah.
I've got you all right where I want you. You can't go away from the shadows. They're surrounding you.
I actually like that. No, no.
You're surrounded in darkness. You were born in darkness. You will die.
What is wrong with that? That is collectivism. You are surrounded by darkness, and I have you now.
Yeah, that's why you're a nihilist, because you think there's no way out. You know, if we did collectivize, truly, the numbers that we have, we could rip them out of their little caves, hang them all in the streets, just like the French Revolution, and have some sort of restart. Now, I'm with you, man. Chances of that happening
Oh, the French Revolution.
pretty fucking small.
Paul, you had merely adapted to the darkness. I was born in it.
Exactly.
You
So
was
was
never. No, you was never born out of my mum's pussy, and that's very dark.
Jesus.
He doesn't know.
Hey, Paul Wilson, what's your favorite kind of whiskey?
What the fuck's it gonna do with you?
I don't think he drinks whiskey. He just drinks a lot of beer.
Yeah. No, he's drinking the hard stuff sometimes, like vodka. Yeah.
He may like old Millstream.
That's what we should get in, like stream liquor.
No. What? what you've got a major malfunction with, you lads, is you don't even respect Clint Eastwood anymore.
Oh, I respect him. I think he passed away.
No, Paul, what your problem is you don't ask us what we think before you make a statement.
No, I don't give a shit what you think.
That's your problem. You know what you don't like, Paul? You don't like people who are positive and want to change the world. That's what you don't like, Paul.
Listen, you little shit. I'm going to come.
See, he got triggered by that. Hey, Paul, you can't stop me.
Hang on a minute. I bet you, right? Well, I bet you was into MC Hammer.
I bet you're only making a bet because you know you can't stop me.
MC Hammer.
I was back in the day. I was into the grut. Like 13, I was listening to Kurt Cobain. So
I was about 6 when MC Hammer was hot, as they said back then. Yeah, he was kind of cool at the time. Yeah, I mean, I wasn't a huge fan, but I wasn't like fucking sure.
Get the fuck out of the shit. MC Hammer was never cool. Kurt Cobain was cool.
Well, that was years later, man. We're talking about a 5-6 year difference between those two.
Yeah, I was 13 when.
Yeah, maybe not that much. No, that's not true. 2-3 year difference. MC Hammer was like 1990, 91, and then Nirvana came around like 92, 93.
Oh, the actual cover of Nirvana was a baby going for the dollar.
Yeah.
So,
Whoa, can't touch this. Whoa, can't touch this.
He sold out real fast. That's why everybody hated him overnight, because he sold out incredibly fast.
And of course, there was Vanilla Ice.
What? MC Hammer.
Ice, baby. Vanilla ice, baby.
Those were some funny times, man. Those pants, yo, the parachute pants.
No.
Man.
He had Satan's sperm. Ooh, you can't touch this. Ooh. That's Satan's sperm. That is.
Oh, Paul, when you drink, man, you're something else. do crazy legs, yeah. Oh. Hey, Paul, have you ever seen the movie Don't Be a Menace in South Central while drinking your juice in the hood?
I've heard of this fucking. I watched the film, and it was called Juice. I've got the juice, and it was all about fucking shooting people. I didn't like it.
Nah, there's a movie. It's a spoof comedy about, and there's a scene in that movie where there a guy who's paralyzed, a black guy, and he has a dream that he's MC Hammer in the dream. It's a fucking hilarious scene. I'll link you to that sometime, dude. You fucking laugh your ass off. That's only one of the few good black comedies, I'll tell you. That movie's fucking hilarious. I like that movie.
I would say In Living Color came close to a good black comedy because some of the characters, like Wanda, Jamie Foxx playing that ugly black woman.
You know, the show In Living Color, that was.
I like the guitar guy, David Greer. I wrote a little song about it. I'll play it for you right now.
Yeah, I love that. Calhoun Tubbs.
White boy.
I like in that show, he'd play, was it Jamie Foxx who played like this homeless guy, and he would come up to people and he'd just like wipe his nose on their jacket and shit. They're like, hey, let me get $1, bro. He just come on, fucking drinking, getting drunk, just like wipe his
the bum.
Crusty bum. That shit was funny. Let me get $1, bro. Come on, help a brother out.
Oh, I remember those days.
Yeah. And you have, of course, you know, good old Fire Marshal Bill.
Oh, yeah.
Let me show you something.
I think I can help you out with this. I see your house is on fire.
I remember Homie the Clown. Remember that one?
Homie the Clown. Yeah. That was a good show, man. That was a good show. That was a good show.
Remember that ad, like, can't we all just get along? Remember, he had Reginald Denny and Rodney King, and they're like, "Don't get out your car."
Yeah. Don't get out of your car. Oh yeah, that was good shit, man. That was comedy.
hey.
That was like the end of
Hey,
good.
do you remember Handyman?
Yes,
Oh,
he
yeah.
would. Yeah, he was the handicapped superhero who would fall out the window instead of flying.
Yeah.
Hang on. Kid, are you gonna play a tune?
Up and away.
Are you gonna play a tune?
Dude. None of us are musicians, man.
No, the guy with the Lone Star.
Oh yeah, Texas. Yes.
Yeah, well, are you gonna play this fucking tune, you fucking lesbian?
Or to text it. I mean, I think it was like, no.
At the bottom of his mind lies a big, big man. Big John.
Big.
Big bad John. There you go.
So you cannot play the guitar then, can you? You're a bit of a fucking fascist liar.
No one said we could play the guitar, man.
Well, I'm going to fucking string you along.
That was funny. He gave him a compliment followed by an insult. You fascist liar. Thank you, but that's not very nice.
Hey, is that your guitar over there, Paul?
LT, were you gonna play a song or what?
I see his guitar. I see Paul's guitar on the side of that sculptor thing. Pick that up and play a tune, man.
That's not guitar, you fucking lesbian. That's a fucking.
That's a crossbow. That doesn't look like a crossbow. Bring it out then. Let's see if it's a crossbow.
It's a broadsword.
Yeah.
What? You just want to look at my bottom while I bring out my. Oh fuck me, man.
Paul. Oh wow.
Yeah, that's awesome, man.
That is awesome. Don't fuck with you.
So what is that thing behind that bookshelf, man? Some kind of valve thing? Some kind of pipe thing? What the hell is that? What the hell? Is that like an exercise device or something? Like a...
What, that?
No. It's behind your bookcase, man.
It's a broadsword. The broadsword.
The broadsword looking thing.
The sword. You have a sword. A huge broadsword.
Yeah, it's behind there, man.
I don't know. Just chalk it up to my penis.
I'm talking about that black thing with the cross on it. Just behind your, I guess, your collection of DVDs or bookshelf.
That's another type of crossbow, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know what. It's hard to see. Or is that a pogo stick?
Yeah, I don't know what the hell that is.
I don't think Paul gives a shit. He's too drunk at the moment. He
But
can
Dick,
barely stand up. You saw that shit?
But Dick.
Another fucking drunk ass Englishman over here. Or I'm sorry, Scottish. Drunk ass Scottish.
I am so sorry that we got that Wayflower, and we got like America, where then Mayweather flattered a fucking Irishman. He thought it was hard.
Personally, I was rooting for the Irishman, but guess it didn't happen.
Here, I could care less about fucking Mayweather. I never liked himself.
No. You should do. This is an interesting guy. He went up 5 weights, and this guy is what, 40?
I could care less. He's fucking black. I told you I'm about my tribe, man. I'm part of Irish, and he's white.
I was rooting for the other guy, man.
Fuck the black guy. He's not part of my tribe.
You bloody little Caesar's pizza. Eat bloody little Caesars.
You know, Paul, it reminds me of that kind of English like sailor that's that likes that like smuggles goods in and out, like you see in those movies, you know. He's like, I'm a smuggler. Anything you
Paul's the
want.
one who's trying to sow division here. He's telling me I'm supposed to be rooting for a black guy.
Yeah.
What's that all about?
What the fuck?
That's his brother. That's Paul's brother.
What the fuck? What the motherfucker?
Paul's black brothers.
The white man always got to bring up Rocky Marciano. White man has always got to bring up Rocky Marciano. Now, Rocky Marciano, he was good.
I think there is nothing wrong with Rocky Marciano. But if he wants to root a black guy, he can root a black guy. But nobody touches on. I'm a fucking homeless Rocky Marciano fan. What the fuck are you on about?
Maybe he likes the Rocky movies. Dun, 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 dun.
No, Chris.
It was actually based on Rocky Graziano, another top boxer. Yeah.
Listen, you're all a bunch of fucking bums, right? You don't even know where the Rocky films come from. Right?
I don't honestly give a shit.
No, you should be giving a shit. You should be.
It's an okay movie. It's not awesome or spectacular. I watched a documentary about it. It was based on some other guy who was well known for getting his face beat the fuck in almost every time.
That was Rocky Graziano.
Yeah, it was a cultural phenomenon before my time. I never really liked it. I liked Rocky IV. I thought that was better than the first one.
Oh, but, go fuck off!
No, Rocky IV was good though. You got to admit, it was one of the best.
No.
No. Paul, oh man, I'm sorry, I'm triggering you so much.
You fucking triggered me, bitch. And I'll fucking tell you, right? Rocky is the fucking man. No. Right, what he did, right? This is actually true, right? This is actually Rocky's life. Sylvester Stallone. He was living and he wrote the script of Rocky. And obviously he's thick as fuck. He can't even fucking speak a few words, can he? Right, yeah, you got the part.
Yeah, I know. The story of actually him writing it is probably more interesting than the first movie itself.
No, it is. Right, listen to this, right? He actually, his wife left him, right? He right, fuck
I'd
you.
fucking leave my wife if she talked like that too. Yeah, divorce.
Yeah, but nobody likes. Everybody likes Rocky.
I had to say.
Right. You've got no respect for fucking Rocky. This is your fucking Italian stallion.
Oh shit. I'm not a big fan of boxing.
Actually, there was a good fighting movie that he was in before he did Rocky, and it was with Armand Assante. It was about three wrestling brothers. It's called Paradise Alley. It actually was a pretty good movie. I think I liked it.
Hang on a minute. He actually started in a porno, and Paradise Alley was probably the gay porno.
Hey, Paul, tell us about
this guy always says
queer porn.
we got no brains in here, guys.
No, we don't.
That's my fucking bike. That's my bike that you stole.
Hey, that's not very nice, Paul. He's not black. Be nice.
I don't give a fuck what color he is.
Oh boy, Paul. Paul is good for the
That's
comic
not how
relief.
you introduce yourself, Paul. I'm sorry, man. That's not cool.
Excuse me, can I have my bike?
Hey, no brains. You want to comment to that?
It's my bike. I actually shot an African American who stole it from my friend, and since he shot my friend, then I assumed ownership myself.
All fair and square.
I'm afraid I'm gonna come for everybody.
Fucking Paul. Hey, Paul, how about have another one, eh? Where's you go crack another one?
What's the name of the YouTube channel?
You and your beer.
It's up on the side chat, man.
Foster's.
I got what?
Drink your Foster's lager and shut up.
We've got somebody called Nathaniel or Nathan but I thought I don't see it. Don't you tell
Yeah,
me?
you know who he is. He's an interesting fella.
What
Yeah,
are you looking
Nate.
for, No Brains?
The YouTube channel. See that we're streaming live. I just wanted to go check the comment section.
Oh,
Oh, okay. You want the link to that? That link above. Can you see it there? Up.
I don't. I guess because I joined late.
All right, I'll repaste it. There you go.
All right, thanks.
There we go.
Anyway, I was talking about fucking Rocky.
what about Three Hooligans, Paul?
Your porno flicks.
Oh, we got a comment here. I hope this guy's not on every stream. Are you guys? Yeah, he's talking about you, Paul. He's saying, I hope you're not on every stream, bro. He's trying to. He's asking if we're even alt-right. I don't think Paul's alt-right because he loves his black brothers too much. But I would say everybody else here is. Paul's an egalitarian fag queer boy.
Yeah, and I'm a white flower.
You think we can all live together peacefully in the Garden of Eden?
He's
I
stuck
actually met Paul's wife's black son, and I just wanted to say that the black son was born after they were married, and so therefore Paul is absolutely not a racist. He's not alt-right.
He may be cucked, but he's not alt-right.
I'd love to fucking kick the shit out of all of you. But, no, you've got no respect for Rocky, right? Right? I'm done with you motherfuckers.
Hey, man, that was a bummer when they killed Apollo Creed, man. Rocky had to avenge his death.
I'm gonna say this.
Somebody killed Apollo. No, it was his fucking manager that they killed.
No, it was a Russian that killed him.
Nobody kills Apollo Creed.
Hey, Carl Weathers was better in Predator, though.
Hey, Paul, tell us about Green Street Hooligans.
So do we have any other topic other than some sort of civic nationalist movie about an Italian badass and a black guy who was the king and the champion being best friends and having it out with each other?
Okay, I will say. Okay, we were just basically starting the. You take it.
That's
MD.
the bloody Super Bowl tonight. Who's going to be?
Come on, that's way too nigrophilic for my own taste.
Okay.
If this was a
Paul,
Paul.
take the Negroes. Paul, take
What
the
did he say?
Negroes tonight.
Okay, so Breeds, you can take it any direction you want. The first stream is just kind of take it anywhere we want to go. It's not actually, it doesn't have any lead topic, so anything you want, man.
Paul's the lead topic.
Anything you want, you bike stealing fucking piece of shit.
You can't steal your own bike back.
Hey, I'll shine your head for a quarter, man. What are you talking about?
He'll stick his head in the
Are you saying I'm fucking bald? You saying I'm bald?
Hey, I got one for you guys. There was the movie Interview with the Vampire. In this case, it's Interview with the Bugman.
I said it once, man. He does look like fucking, what was it? The original vampire movie?
Silent film.
Nosferatu. Paul looks just like Nosferatu.
Yeah. I'll tell you what. Go fuck that man with the bike.
My dick, my dick, my dick, my dick, my dick.
What's wrong with you, Dick?
Hey Paul, tell us about the Green Street Hooligans film.
Oh,
No.
Paul, you're very
Well, I
entertaining.
think Hollywood is a little bit too Jewish for me. I don't watch a lot of movies, nor have I ever watched a lot of movies.
It's a British film. It's not a Jewish film.
Oh, okay, so, yeah, I don't really watch a lot of movies. I'm having a hard time relating to the topic.
I know we're messing. Okay. No brains. We'll get to a topic. Okay.
Yes, of course, it's like American History X or The Believer. Y'all
Okay.
talk-
Yeah, American History X. Let me go pull that speech up, man, because like that was the most brilliant speech that I've ever heard.
Okay.
Yeah, but then he becomes a tart. Like you, No Brains.
No brains is going to enlighten you.
Oh,
what he-
okay.
He's about to enlighten. Paul. How's
Paul,
George?
it's some jolly
Okay, so
old.
should I read it or just kind of give a summary?
Go ahead.
Read it.
All right, listen up. We need to open our eyes. There are over 2 million illegal immigrants bedding down in this state tonight. This state spent $3 billion last year on services for these people who have no right to be here in the first place. $3 billion. $400 million just to lock up a bunch of illegal immigrant criminals who have only got this country because the fucking INS decided it's not worth the effort to screen. That's way too long. I'm sorry. Holy shit. Fucking kids screaming in the background. I give up.
Well, we can
And that
play
was
it.
a lot of money 20 years ago.
Yeah, maybe we should play.
It's a
Yeah,
whole
that
lot
was
worse
20 years
now.
ago, though, man. But there's no way to read this. I can post. I'll just post a link. Maybe I need mod powers, but I'll post a link to it in the wiki here. And there's no way to read this and not go, wait a minute. I think it's on.
No. And post a link and share your heart out, you fucking.
Have you not seen that movie, Paul? I'm sure you have.
Oh, where he kicks the guy.
Yeah, he curb stomps the nigger.
We thought the modern world was a Jewish disease. Can you elaborate on that a little bit?
Well,
Racial-
Nigel's asking us if we're going to talk about anything serious. I mean, we could. You got any topics you want us to talk about, Nigel?
Let's talk about Generation Zyklon.
Generation Zyklon, that's a topic. Hey, well, I'm certainly proud to know that we have a generation of young, bright, intelligent, strapping young white lads who know a lot about the JQ and are willing to stand up to take their country back. That makes me very fucking happy.
Me too.
Hang on, we have won. We have won you.
I'm sorry, Paul. Can you speak like a man? I can't hear you.
We have won you.
Who's we? Are you fucking like multiple personality Paul over there all of a sudden?
No, I am Jewish, and I have won.
Okay, well, we've got an infiltrator. Time to end the show. We've been compromised. Yeah. Paul. You know, I've always had my suspicions about you, Paul. You're a degenerate fuck.
I bum Rihanna. Rihanna is just so so today.
Well,
I think Nigel's
on later.
from the alt-right community, and that's why he's asking if we're going to talk about anything serious. The first stream, I don't know if he's still listening. We weren't. This wasn't meant to be anything too serious. It was just kind of an introductory, fun time. Episode 2, 3, 4, and so on. We'll have actual topics, and we promise we'll wear suits and ties, or more serious. It'll get real.
Yeah.
No, he's lying. He's a guy, and he's my guy, and they will always talk shit from now on. and talk about non-politics and Rihanna.
Rihanna. She's like fucking last decade's news anyways. Who even cares about Rihanna?
You have no respect for that fucking transsexual.
No, I don't. That's right, Paul. Good call.
I thought it was a good call. Good call.
Yeah, no, I'm not into fucking the music industry. I mean, come on, Paul. You know,
I will say this: if it comes
we
to
don't give a fuck about the music industry, man. All
I'm
their
sorry.
Illuminati fucking Jew World Order garbage.
Yeah.
It's probably happening right now. What, halftime show? I bet they got Baphomet fucking half naked with his dick hanging out, walking all over the place. I mean, think we give a fuck?
I will say, if it comes to
I want to see the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I don't know why you're wasting your time hanging around a bunch of fucking alt-right degenerates. You could be watching the Super Bowl.
I could.
See the real show up.
You know, I just remembered watching a video about how sports is basically mind control. It's basically a masculinity simulator and teaches you how to be like a spectator instead of being in the game. You know?
Oh, you're getting heat here, Paul, from the audience, man. You're saying this is a waste of my time. This Paul guy's fucking this shit up. Paul, you better pull it together, man. Come on, bro. Oh, you're too drunk. Let's see. Oh, hey, Pure Butterfly. How are you? There's a lady listening, guys, so you really have to, put on your virgin mouths. Be nice. Too drunk. Can you guys not kick him? Does he ever think the alt-right is not? Yeah, Paul is not alt-right. That's true. But he's a fun guy. We like him. Hey, Paul, can you be serious for a minute? You promise?
No.
I know. He couldn't be serious if he tried. Yeah, well, how long have we been going here anyway? I don't even know.
It's 7:06 where I am.
See, it's been almost an hour and a half. Jesus Christ. I cuss like a sailor. Yeah.
It's a 2 hours.
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, we'll probably shut the stream down here in probably about, 5 or 10 minutes. Been going for about an hour and a half. Sorry you showed up a bit late there, Pure Butterfly. You missed everything. Although you didn't miss anything because it was more or less a bullshit stream just talking about nonsense. Especially once Paul joins. But do you guys have anything to say? I'm gonna shut this down here in a few minutes.
Okay. I want to say that this stream was a good first test. I guess we didn't get our message across because it's the first stream, and we're trying to basically work out all the kinks. So,
no, there's no kinks. There was no serious topic. That was the whole point, just to kind of.
No. What is your serious topic?
What?
What is your serious topic?
Okay. Let's talk about white survival. White survival tactics. I would say that whites need to start their own off-the-grid communities. It keeps away basically the Section 8 boogeyman, pretty much. So keeps out minorities if you're off the grid, because only a certain party group of whites are attracted to that kind of lifestyle, that kind of ranching kind of lifestyle, and that I think would be a good idea. Off the grid community. We don't have to call it an all-white community, but it is an all-white community. I mean, we have to be a little less overt in what we're selling sometimes in the alt-right, because we're trying to push the Overton window. What we need to do, we basically have copied the tactics of the left, using their own tactics against them, and we are basically winning this time around because we're all about winning and not losing. And I think the conservatives, we followed them for far too long, and we kept losing. Now we're winning because we're taking our own side.
Right. I absolutely applaud you, Victor. I absolutely applaud you. I do.
You need to get a microphone, Paul. You can barely understand what you're saying, bro.
Tim, JT, what do you think about this? What do you actually think about this? JT?
Oh, about stream? The plight of white people? I'm sorry, I got that lost for a minute.
No, I'm not the streaming. I'm on about white people. What? I mean, I don't like Sandra Ricardi. What?
What was the question, Paul?
I don't care much for sports myself.
All right, yeah, we'll make the next conversation next weekend. We'll have a topic set up and everything. It's been fun, but I think it's time to call it a night.
Okay.
All right, well, it was good, guys. Tune in next week. We'll be around Sunday, same time. That's 5 p.m. Eastern.
Yes.
Central. So thanks for tuning in. It's been a good night. The Alt-Right Layman Stream, episode 1. Lots of bullshit. And no Paul next stream. You're not coming.
No, Eternal. Is it okay if you give me